What's up, dude? How do we know each other?
So I am part of one of the GoBundance groups, and a couple people already chatted with you, and they said they had a great time. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this as well. And to be honest with you, I probably do need to get better talking to strangers too. So I think this is an awesome thing that you're doing.
Dude, that's so funny. Yeah, Oliver, fucking Oliver. I met that guy on this thing just
Yeah.
and then he shared it around and now I've met like six people from there. It's great. I love it. But yeah, it's amazing how many people are like, "Oh man, this is so good." I'm like, "I don't even have a purpose for this. This is just like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been an
But I
incredible
gotta
like
ask
little
you though, why did you do this?
um I I love talking to people. That's it. I just love talking to
Yeah.
people. And then um I've been doing it for like 6 years, dude. And I
Really?
just ramped it up actually a little bit. Like it was turned off for a little while, but I just ramped it back up. Um, but yeah, it's like my what I've realized now is like I'm like what I do is I'm a hyper extrovert, like off the charts extrovert. And so I'm like I just love talking to people. I like meeting people. I like and then if I can serve people and what I found, which kind of surprises me, but I get 12 of these calls a week, so I know that it's like in demand. I'm like the amount of people who just want to meet new people for the sake of it and talk to people and just meet people is I don't know. It's crazy. So everybody
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah. I probably put myself as the exact opposite of that, more introverted, more analytical. Um, but I have a real estate conference coming up next month, and I got a network. That's how you get value out of those things. So I thought this would actually be a great practice for me to kind of get out of my shell a little bit and start talking to people.
I have the best networking tip for you. This is going to change everything if you do it
Oh,
for
please.
conferences. For conferences. This is so easy. It's perfect for introverts too. You ready? Um
Yeah.
go what conference is it?
It's a short-term rental conference in Nashville. It's Build Short-Term Rental Well.
Okay. So what you'll do is go to the event page, go to the Facebook group. Maybe they have it on an Eventbrite, like wherever the conference is hosted. A lot of times, or they'll have like a chat in the community. Like find out who's going, which should not be that hard because they'll have it posted. They'll have other attendees. They'll want you to chat beforehand. Find out other people that are going, and all you have to do is send them a message and just say this: Can I shake your? I'm going too. Can I shake your hand when I get there? If nothing else, all you have to do is say, "Hey, I'm going to. I just want somebody's hand to shake when I get there, so I'm not standing alone." Because that's the worst. Is when you're standing alone and everybody else looks like they're talking and you feel left out and they have to like cold start
Yeah.
these friendships. It's so hard. It's so painful. So instead, you go, "Hey, I'm going. I don't know anybody else is going. Can I shake your hand when I get there? Maybe we can exchange a phone number." Then when you get there, you're like, "Well, I got 15 people to shake hands with. So now as soon as I get there, you're already popular." It's so easy and it's not scary because you're
Yeah.
just text.
Yeah. It's not weird at all, just to ask people to shake their hand beforehand, you know?
Uh, dude, people are going there to meet people. It's like it's
Okay.
like going to
Okay.
McDonald's and feeling weird about asking for a burger. You think it's weird? Is that weird?
No, that's cool. Yeah.
That's why it
I
exists.
like that.
You'll get a
Yeah.
100% success ratio.
Yeah. I just made a note for that. Definitely gonna do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. And there's like 60% of the people who are there all feel the same way as you. So they'll be happy you asked. You'll be the impressive one.
Yeah.
They'll be like, this guy's good at networking.
Let's not go too crazy here. Let's
I'm
do
just
this
saying,
first.
dude.
But yeah,
I'm just,
I think
yeah.
once I talk to one or two people, shake one or two people's hands, it'll be great after that. It'll be
Of
easy.
course it will. Yeah, it'll be easy. I'm just trying to get you, yeah. I'm just trying to get you head started. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome advice. Thank you.
Yeah. Where do you live? What do you do? What are your hopes and dreams?
So I'm over in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Um, and I work as an analyst for a insurance company out here. But I started getting into the short-term rental world a couple years ago, right around COVID. So that's been kind of my little hobby, my little side hustle. Um, I've talked about possibly kind of leaving my W-2 one day, just kind of getting the income from the short-term rentals, but I think I'm a ways away from that. But it's a fun thing that I like doing. I love seeing the equity with the real estate. I love seeing the cash flow come through. So I'm just gonna keep doing that.
Dude, I love it. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
real estate has been very similar for me. Just you do it, learn a little bit, then next thing you know, you're like, hey, this thing makes money. This is good. Let's do some more of this, but
yeah,
not
yeah.
full time. Oh, my friends Avery and Luke Carl will be there at your event here.
Oh, really?
I can introduce you to them. Yeah, they're good friends of mine.
Avery and Carl. What's their last name?
Um, no, it's Avery Carl and Luke Carl.
Avery Carl. Okay. Oh, for short-term
Yes,
shop. Yeah, yeah.
short term
Okay.
shop. Yeah, good friend of mine. I don't know if you want an
Are
intro.
you
I can.
into
I can.
short-term rentals at all?
No, dude, I hate short term rentals. I had some short term rentals because it got so popular, and I was like, man, I don't want to miss out on all this money. And then I did it, and I hated it, and then it didn't really make that much money for me, and I just bailed on it. So I've converted all of mine back to long term rentals.
The market's definitely changed. I mean, a few years ago when everybody got in there, everybody looked like a genius, but it's definitely changed now than what it was.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
what you're sticking at with the single family stuff?
I have a couple single families. I have a couple multifamilies. Yeah, partner on a couple other weird properties. Yeah, but for me, I yeah, I'm very much an investor. So if I can find something that's underpriced, I will buy it underpriced. But short-term rentals are
Yeah.
a job, and I don't want jobs.
That's what I'm learning right now is that yeah, I have my W-2 job, and now with the short-term rentals, I do have another part-time job that I'm doing. So um, I'm kind of rethinking my plans a little bit because I really don't want to be working two jobs, you know?
Yes, yes, I do. I do know. Yeah, I mean, again, I know people who have been very successful with them, but not for me.
Well, they work because you can self-manage, but if you're going to be hiring someone else to do the management for you, I mean, that just kind of cuts into the profits, and it just doesn't work out. The numbers don't work out a lot if you hire someone else to manage it. But if you can make the numbers work with that, yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, yeah, but then you got to yeah. Then it's two people, one person managing one property. So it really has to scale for that model to make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, I'm not trying to talk you out of it or anything. I just nope. You asked me if I was into it. I tried it. My fiance really wanted to do it, so I took a property. I took two properties. I converted them to Airbnb. She ran them for a while. She did a great job, but it just didn't make money. And I was like, this is a headache and not very profitable. Why? So we converted them back to long term rentals, and now um, one of my properties I've had for a long time, the rents went up enough where I'm like, I'll actually make double as a long term rental doing no work and having no stress this year. I'll make double what I made last year when it was a short term rental and I had all this pain in the ass and all these phone calls and whatnot. So I'm like 5% of the work, 1% of the work, 1% of the stress, and double the income. Now, look,
No brainer.
my properties are in like Fayetteville, North Carolina, so they were never really good short term rental markets. Anyways, maybe if it's like, you know, if it's in a better market, it would work better, but not for me.
So where are we? Where are you calling from?
I live in Maui, Hawaii.
You weren't born there,
You,
right? I'm assuming.
no, I've been here for a year. I came out here to build a
Okay.
podcast for Brandon Turner. So I built him a
Yeah.
podcast and a private community real estate investors. So I've been doing that all year and
Okay.
enjoying the weather. It's like I don't know, 75 and perfect today, just like it was every day of last year and this year,
We miss that in Cleveland. We do.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
But I
let's see if
will say my
let's see if it'll let's
oh
see if
my
it'll hold on.
gosh.
Look at that. 67,
Now you're bragging.
66, 66, 77, 77, 77. It's just hangs. Just hangs there. It's lovely.
I will say that my wife and I have a bucket list to go to Maui. We're gonna try to go maybe by the end of this year. We were supposed to go, and then COVID happened, and everything got canceled. But I think we're going to try to make it out there before the end of the year.
Nice. Yeah, it's a great little time. It's a great place to visit.
Yeah.
Living here is actually kind of hard,
Yeah.
but it's a great place to visit.
Any suggestions on where to stay in Maui?
Well, Lahaina's gone, so you're gonna stay in Kihei. It depends on your budget. It's all expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, this might be just kind of a once in a lifetime type thing. So we're gonna leave the kids at home. But just kind of see if we can go out there for a week or so and just try to explore the island as much as possible.
Dude, it's a great place to visit. Come out here, hang out at the beach, sunsets, do a road to Hana, you know, check some waterfalls out. Hawaii's great. It's paradise. It's literally paradise. It's so stupid. It's nice here every day. And everybody's nice and in good moods. It's great.
You know what I've never done before is I never went surfing, and I would just love to be able to just try that out there. That would be another bucket list. Is just to, I'm
Dude,
sure they do surfing lessons there or something.
they get surfing lessons everywhere, and it's like $100 or something like that. It's nothing. I tried to surf a couple times. I'm not very. I'm a gym guy, but I'm not very agile. So like, I'm not good at surfing, so I gave that up. But I bought a surfboard, and I've been surfing like probably 3 or 4 times, but nope, not for me.
It kind of reminds me. I try to go snowboarding out here a few times, and I try. It's just I'm falling on the snow and the ice every time. I don't know if my age is just kept catching up to me or what, but um, at least if I fall in the water, it won't hurt as much.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Eh, sometimes you get banged up by the coral or the lava rock, depending on where you
Hmm.
fall. But for the most part, yeah, I mean it's
Oh,
fine.
really?
The water don't hurt. Honestly, it's more than anything. It's just tiring. You're just like treading, and then paddling, and then you're falling off, and then you're like, okay, got to swim back out there. It's just, yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but come visit,
But yeah, there was
come
a
visit, get some lessons. I didn't get any lessons. Get some lessons, and yeah, it's great. You'll do great.
I think another thing that we wanted to do down there is they have like a bike ride down the mountain. I think you see the sunrise from a mountain top,
Yeah,
and then you kind of ride a bike down it.
yeah, I've done that. Haleakala. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, good times. Yeah, dude, come out here, do all that stuff. It's great.
Hey, so how did you get involved with the Brandon Turner's the podcast, The Better Life?
He wanted to do a video podcast, and there's only a few people in the real estate community that are real good with cameras, and I'm one of them. So if you needed a camera guy who knows real estate and knows content and podcasting, there wasn't many choices. Yep. And I met, let's see, I met Brandon in 2018 when I was on the Bigger Pockets podcast, and then I would see him every year at the conference, and every year he'd see me because I shoot the Bigger Pockets conference. I shoot it, so um, you just get people know me as a photographer.
I feel like you're involved in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Yeah, I gotta focus. Quit screwing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you ever
Everybody's
come
gotta have a
out to
hobby. I don't
the
have. Say again.
I was gonna ask, do you ever come out to the Midwest area like Ohio at all, or
Not if I can fucking help
any
it. No.
business at all? Okay, yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Yeah. They,
Yeah.
they all Brandon and a bunch of his friends all own houses in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and they're always like, "Dude, it's beautiful. You want to come out?" I'm like, "No, not to Idaho. I don't. Sure don't." um, let's see. I've been to Indianapolis once. Indianapolis is good, and I got a friend who lives outside of Des Moines,
Yeah.
Iowa. So I will probably be out there at some point this year to Des Moines, but I don't know anybody that's doing business in Ohio at the moment.
Yeah, usually, some of the people I talk to have obviously long-term rentals in like Cleveland or Columbus or something like that,
Yeah,
because the properties, I guess, are a lot cheaper there than some of the bigger cities.
yeah. I know a lot of people that invest out in Cleveland, Columbus. I know a lot of people that invest out there, but I don't. There's no reason for me to go there. But it's kind of like Fayetteville. I invest in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and it's like it's some little tertiary market where there's just not as much competition. It's not as appealing. There's not as much growth, so you can kind of get more properties underpriced, yada yada yada. So I get it. I get it. Yeah. Well, What else you working on?
So right now the big thing is just the short-term rentals. I kind of want to figure out what I want to do next, and I've toyed with the idea of getting another short-term rental, or maybe to pivot into um, like picking up a business, or possibly getting into the multifamily. I tend to get the shiny object syndrome where I will see something and then I'll start focusing on that, and then something else will pop up, and then I'll go to that. Um, so
Welcome,
I'm all
welcome
over
to
the
the club.
place, to be honest with you.
Same.
Yeah,
You just told me you're like
yeah,
you're doing everything. I'm like I know it's terrible. Pick one thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any good advice for you. You know the problem. Just you
I
know
know, I know.
I watched this clip from Steve Jobs and he said, focus is not paying attention to something like it's not saying no to things that you're like, oh, that's a good idea, but I'm not going to do it. I'm already doing this thing. He's like, focus is when you wake up in the middle of the night with an idea that you're wildly excited about, that you're enthusiastic about, that you know would work, that you would be good at,
Hmm.
that like just seems like the perfect idea, and then saying no to it immediately because you already chose the other thing. It's not the ideas that are like easy to say no to that gets you focused. It's the ideas that are really hard to say no to that you say no anyway to that gets you focused. And I think about that a lot lately because I'm trying to be better about like even in real estate, it's like shiny object syndrome. It's like no, just pick one thing. Yes, that'll work. Just pick one thing. Everything works.
Yeah.
Everything works. So it's just pick one thing. And I'm not saying I'm good at it, but I've been trying to get better.
Now that's good advice. Good. It is hard to say no sometimes, but yeah, to truly focus on something, be an expert in one thing. I've heard multiple people say that. And then take it as far as you can. Yeah. I'm not ready to
Yeah.
give up on short-term rentals, but I will say one thing I'm trying to get better at is, um, I up to this point I've been kind of doing everything on my own, but I'm now trying to do a lot better about delegating some tasks out to kind of ease the load a little bit. Whether it's hiring a VA, or hiring another company to take over some parts of my business. So that's been
I got a
a big.
yeah, I got a company that hires and trains VAs if you want to intro.
Oh, really? I love that. Have that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll send it to you when we're done.
What do
Yep.
you use VAs for?
Um some of it's content, get my content done. Some of it's my CRM. More and more and more. But like now, every time I do a task, I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this, or I don't want to do this. Now I'm like, okay, how do I get a VA to do it? So it's getting better, but it's definitely a work in progress because you know, um,
Yeah. I
people don't know what you want. They
think
don't know
there
your
was
life.
work.
So a VA is like they're over in the Philippines or in Colombia or something like that, and they're not super included in your business, and then they don't know how to do it, and then you know it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard, but got to solve. I have to solve it, otherwise I
I
can't
think,
grow. So I have to figure it out.
yeah. I think there was a book. I can't remember the author. So I think it was like Who Not How. It's pretty much
Who know how? Dan Sullivan.
yeah. 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 Now I just beat myself up with some of the tasks that are very repetitive, and it's just like, why am I doing this? You know?
Dude, $1,000 a month. It's not nothing, but and now you have to learn how to be a fucking boss, which is a whole other thing. But
Yeah.
um, I have a friend. I hired one friend to write me out SOPs. She's doing good, not great. And then I have a VA. She's doing as good as I am, which is I'm not doing great. So it's just a matter of like getting things written, getting them into tasks, and then being like, hey, this is what you have to do all day, each day. Got to do these tasks, and just you know, accountability, following up, meeting with them, talking to them, making sure like it's a different type of job, but at least you can multiply yourself if you learn how to hire and delegate. If you do it yourself, you can only ever do one person's worth of work.
I was talking to a guy that said, hey, he hired a VA and she was doing some real estate stuff for him, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna start having her do some of the stuff for me that I would like do at home, like making appointments, things like that. And he's like, it just freed up my whole day. It totally changed my life.
Yeah, dude, my buddy's got a VA. She's just an unbelievable. monster, but she does all his social, all his personal bills, all his calendar, all his like travel stuff. She orders their
Yeah.
groceries. She does his email. She gets her. They run a meetup, so she gets all the people into their CRM. She tracks Facebook ad links and leads. She does emails. I mean, she's just a beast. So it's just a matter of like getting the right work, getting it um, delegated well, and then getting the right people.
Yeah.
But that's like my number one focus right now is like learning how to delegate stuff to VAs because my VA because um, if I have to solve it. Otherwise, I'm not going to stop growing. So like the next thing is how do I
Uh-huh.
multiply myself? So it's just like I should have figured it out 3 years ago. So it's just we got to get this thing done. We got to figure it out.
Can you hire VAs as like a part-time basis, or is it always just full-time?
Part time. Yeah,
Okay. Mm.
yeah. And they have dude, whatever you want. Somebody will work. Somebody will work. So you can find
As
somebody.
long as I'm paying them, right? They're happy.
They're happy. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to solve that right now. So it's not easy, but I'm getting better at it. All right, dude. Yeah, dude, it was good to meet you.
Likewise, man. Likewise. I'm glad you're doing this, and thanks for giving me the time to chat with you. It's nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. Hey, I love I love meeting people. Here, let me I changed the link for this. I'm gonna send it to you in chat real quick. I just emailed you the link for the VAs, but here, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I would love if you would share that around. Like it's not even just like GoBundance or real estate people, but like honestly, I would love to fill my calendar up with people. So, anybody and everybody who thinks that I could be useful, I want to talk to them.
Definitely, I'll definitely do that. And thanks again for that advice from the beginning about the networking. It makes me a little nervous to do something like that, but I'm definitely going to do it. So thank you.
Nervous is okay. Nervous is okay. Yeah, good. It'll work. And then you'll be like, oh, that was easy and not scary. And it works.
Yeah.
So that'd be great. All right, Dan. Good to meet you, my dude.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.